That's very unfortunate, not gonna lie. But yeah, like I was saying,
Huh. I
basically,
mean, Oma Oma the Ryan thing.
but yeah, basically, Oma gets overwhelmed, right? Like, well, my bad. Yeah, Oma gets overwhelmed. He feels he needs to go in advance. Then he starts beating up Ryan.
Uh-huh.
Ryan like gets tired of that shit, gets annoyed, goes into removal, and starts dogging this nigga. Alan Wolf fight, right?
Uh-huh.
Gets beat up. Like he's beating up Alan Wolf. Alan Wolf gets mad. I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
Alan Wolf starts like dogging Ryan. Not dogging Ryan, but he starts beating up Ryan. Ryan like gets what you call it. Ryan like starts like using his Curry Clan techniques. Eventually, Ryan gets agitated, goes into removal, starts beating the dog shit out of him. So like that's basically like the sequence of events in every fight. Eventually, Ryan gets aggravated, right, and then starts dogging whoever his opponent in removal.
All right. So, can we talk about this after the debate? Because, as we said, it's not going to like these points won't really matter to the actual point since they would be irrelevant. So, I would like to talk about this, but do you want to talk about it after? That would.
Yeah, we could what you call it. And the final thing was like the Fang thing, right? The Fang
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, so him being relative to Fang, that doesn't necessarily have to mean him being relative to Fang as a fighter. That could just mean he's like a Fang level threat, right?
Uh,
Or yeah, do you want me to go into why I think he'd be a Fang level threat without being his
and
like
yeah,
on par
yeah.
with him? Okay, so we know how Ryan's perceived like as a deadly nigga, right? Like he's
Uh-huh.
much more dangerous to Fang. He's willing to go to like more extreme heights, right? So and we haven't even seen yeah, my bad. So we do you agree that Ryan didn't even go all out right in this fight?
In the wait, why didn't he go
Alan
all
Wu
out?
fight. In the Alan Wu
What, what
fight.
What do you mean by go all out?
Like he didn't like get to use his full power because Alan Wu was so fodder.
Uh, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Okay. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. So basically,
Uh,
right, like when he sang this, right, he could just say like he's on par with the Fang, right? He
uh-huh.
could just be talking about in threat level. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like as a particular fighter. So go ahead.
Okay. Let me send these scans back in here so I know like what I'm using because I look kind of forgot. Like I love sir. Okay, there we go. All right. So my thing is, first thing you said it's like he's not he could be like a Fang level threat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my thing is, for him to be this like Fang level threat, he would have to be like he would have to be on the same level as the Fang because Lo Long is basing this off of like Kano's power. So I don't see how you base them to be on like this same
Versus
Fang level.
right.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I don't see how you'd be able to determine that like he's saying that he's only a Fang level threat, but he just wouldn't be able to be like, or he wouldn't be relative to Kano. That just wouldn't make sense to me because then that would defeat the whole purpose of the statement. And then
Not
second,
necessarily.
okay, and then secondly, I'm using these like in line with each other. So I'm
Yeah,
saying
that's
like
fine.
what? Okay, go ahead then.
That's fine. No, I'm saying that can be fine. Like you can use this in line with each other, but they can both be yeah, when I'm like refuting them, right? Like they're kind of like two different things, right? Because this like I already explained why I thought Ryan got stronger, right? So
Uh-huh.
this is the first question, right? Wouldn't necessarily be in line with the second, right? So what was that the strongest man? He's on par with the Fang, right? Like we don't necessarily know what they're talking about, right? When he says like he's on par with the Fang, so like we're just both like just giving equal interpretation at this point. Like you think it would make sense, right? Well, it could still make sense, right? Because if they send out a nigga go versus Ryan, right? He can like just to go versus Ryan in general, because Ryan is willing to go like the extra mile, and because Ryan is like capable of murdering shit. He could just be like a threat level, like that's like close to the Fang or whatever.
Okay, I don't think that. I also don't think that would make sense because what this would be under the rules of purgatory. So if it's saying like he's this like Fang level threat, but he can kill people, that would make him less than a Fang level threat because now he would just like he would not only not have this level of strength, but he'd be like making himself lose the battle. So I just don't think this wouldn't make sense either.
Okay, so why do you think No Long has to be referring to like in reference to like purgatory? Like,
I
why
don't
does it
think
have to be like
I'm not saying it has to be the case. I'm saying this is most likely the case, and I don't think your case is
why?
as likely as mine. Essentially,
Why?
well, I kind of just explained it.
You
You
know,
want
I'm
me to
saying
explain it
like,
again?
well, no, I'm saying no because you said like purgatory, right? Like it's like most likely purgatory. Why is he referring to like purgatory? Why can't he just be referring like in general?
Well, wait, I don't see why he'd be because the way you demonstrated it, you were saying he's like
Wait,
this
wait, wait, wait,
Fang
wait, wait.
level.
Hold on, Ferry. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, right?
Oh, okay.
So before you continue, so you're saying like are you asserting like he would be like a Fang level threat only in purgatory? Is that what you're
No,
asserting?
no. Okay, listen.
Okay, so
The
it's in
way
general. It's in general, right?
wait, hold on real quick. So
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
trying to explain like why I like I've seen it seems like I've mistaken you or I like accidentally strawmanned you. So I'm gonna explain like what I thought you were saying. So essentially, by the way you like demonstrated it, like you were saying like he's like this threat to them because you were saying like he's a threat to them. So I was assuming you meant like to purgatory, however you
No, I
say
was
it.
just saying like a threat, like in fight, like as a fight, like he could be a threat to
Okay.
anybody.
Well, even then, for him to be like this Fang level threat, he would have to have he would most likely have to have a similar level of strength, and this would be supported because of the point with Kuroki, assuming I won that.
Okay. So yeah, okay, so that's fine. Like I'm just saying, right? Like that doesn't necessarily mean he has to be like what you call it a threat to what you got my bad. He doesn't necessarily mean he has to be like on par with Kano just to be the same threat level. Let me give you an example, right? Let's say I were to fight somebody, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm weaker than them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my hacks, right? More like I have like I use poison and shit, and um like I'm willing to kill. Why they don't really kill, right? Like
Hmm.
just me being the fighter I am, and me like going that extra mile to try to
I'll be right
defeat my
back. Hold on.
opponent.
All right, my bad. I'm back.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, so let me just yeah. So basically, if I go the extra mile and I'm willing to do all this extra shit, it could make me a threat on the level of that person, and that's all I'm willing to say. Um, so and I just wanted you to clarify because this whole point is just speed, right? And can you tell me why, like, even if I were to steal man all of your arguments and say like you won these points or like this point or whatever, why does
Mm-hmm.
this mean he's like above Gaolang? Like, why is there a credible gap between the top four?
Okay. Assuming I got that point across,
Mhm.
Ryan would then be relative to like Kano's pre-initiative, and then Kano can fight at a much higher level of speed with pre-initiative than what he can as his normal state.
Can you show me that?
Um. Okay. You know, like Kuroki and Kano are stated to be like on par with each other before they achieve pre-initiative or show that they have it at least.
Ooh, what are you referring to exactly?
There's like two statements saying like it says like Kuroki he says this dude could be on par with the Fang, and then he says, and then there's another one saying he might be on par with the Fang. I'll be right back. Hold on. God damn, there's too many people interrupting.
Mm-mm.
And I
Okay.
keep
Yeah. So go
speaking.
ahead.
What was that? Okay. So Kuroki is said to be like on par with Kano twice before tournament. It's like there's two statements. There's one with Okubo, and then another one with Ray. I gotta go find that.
Okay.
Do you want me to send those real quick?
Yeah, send those for me. And why
Okay.
does that mean anything?
Okay. So I'm saying like Kuroki and Kano should be like relative to each other before pre-initiative.
And then after, why does that matter? Like, even if they were, why does that matter?
Will we be coming back to this point?
What do you mean at this point? Yeah,
By
we can
this
come
point,
back.
I mean,
We're coming back. We're coming back. I'll just ask like why that would matter, just in kind like for future
all right.
reference.
Well, I want to go. I want to go ahead and Raiden. Okay, Raiden say he was on par with him. My bad. He says like he's the most dangerous in their block. So never mind. Disregard the first statement, but the second statement is the one that says he's on par. And then I'll bring up the one where they say like he's on another level compared or with the other fighters. But I want to stay on this point because if I can't get this point across, then the like later points won't matter. You get what I
Okay.
mean? All right. Let me send these scans real quick. Okay, there's those scans.
Okay. That old man might just be on par with the Fang too, though. I'd say that hardly any fighters could put up a good fight against him. Okay, man. When is this statement made? This Okubo statement?
The Okubo one, it's like
Hmm.
right after Rihito gets his ass beat.
Okay, so this is pre Okubo fight with the Fang.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, how exactly is Okubo credible in this instance?
You're saying like, oh, you're wait, are you okay? Okubo should be credible because whatchamacallit, and there's multiple statements from him that aren't like contradicted. They're actually pretty consistent. Uh, first one is saying like, or first one it says like Kuroki has no chance in losing to Rihito. Another one is when he's fighting like
Yeah,
or
that's just
when
blatant though. Like Mojito's just a weak ass nigga.
well to be fair, I'm just bringing up multiple statements that like were consistent for him. Another one is where he like describes what Kano is doing, or no, Gaolang was doing to Kano, and that wasn't contradicted.
Okay.
It was actually explained by the narrator as well to be consistent. Um,
Okay, so he can observe well. That's fine. That doesn't mean he's credible. Continue.
what do you mean?
Just because he can observe what's happening doesn't. Why does that mean he's credible?
I think
He's
that
just
would
see.
if he has like multiple statements where he's not like contradicted by the literal series, I think we can take him as a valid source because there's not many that we can
Okay.
take.
Okay. So are you aware of what Okubo is doing right here? He's making a knowledge claim, right? And do you know what a knowledge claim is?
No.
Okay, so a knowledge claim is basically the character has to have a basis or a foundation to go off of, right? When making a knowledge claim, for us to believe like what he's talking about, right? And what basis or like what basis does Okubo have? Like, can you like when has Okubo ever seen the Fang fight? Like, how the hell does he know like how strong the Fang is? Because this is pre round one.
Uh, hasn't, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he doesn't. So how
Okay.
do we know Okubo just not talking about his fucking yappers? Like this man could just be like talking about his dick suckers. Like,
Okay. Then I just say because it's supported because we literally see later on in the tournament we see Kuroki and he's stated to be like on this be like another level, and then we see like Kano is like excited to
another
see
level.
him fight,
Who
and we know like
exactly?
Kano gets excited to fight like very strong fighters, usually on par with him. We never see him smile with like characters that weren't like giving him a rough time. Let's see.
So my thing is right.
Uh-huh.
He's on another level. What does that mean? Like, who is he on another level to? Kiryu?
Most of the fighters.
Why does it have to be most of the fighters? Why can't it just be like Kiryu in particular at this time?
Sure, you can say it's just Kiryu, but I'm saying that
Okay.
in line with the fact that Kano's like smiling at him would just allude to the fact that Kano thinks he's a very strong fighter and he thinks he's on par. Like, because like we see Kano only ever
Kano thinks a lot of niggas are strong. Like he thinks Okubo is strong.
yeah, and Okubo gave him a rough time.
Yeah, but Okubo ain't round 5. Like Okubo ain't Kano level no more though.
That's fine. I wasn't arguing him to be Kano level anymore. I was saying my only point is that he only smiles in the point of when he's fighting someone he would struggle against, which would imply that they're relative to him. That's my only point.
No,
What the hell is
no,
wrong
no,
with
no, 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 no. Do you think? Do you think round 2 Oma is on par with Kano or relative to Kano? Round 2 Kano?
round 2 Oma on par with round 2 Kano?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't know.
You know that Okubo. You know that Kano literally acknowledges the nigga is strong.
Yeah, he acknowledges him as strong, but he never smiles at him. Like never excited to
Okay,
fight
so
him or nothing.
he has to smile for it to be like the case. Like I'm
No,
so confused.
when he smiles at someone, he is excited to fight them, and we see that in the fight. We see him with like fights with multiple characters, like Gaolang. He was smiled and
Yeah, but
excited
if he
to
literally
fight them.
states they're strong, then I don't feel like why the smile's needed.
Okay. You know what? I think I've showcased why it's like smile would allude to him being like relative to the fighters that he wants to fight because he feels the need that they will give him an exciting fight. So we can just move on from this.
Okay, and yeah, so yeah, I felt I don't think you provided a basis off of why you tried to upscale him by saying he's on another level. We didn't know who the fuck they're talking about. They could just be talking about Kiryu, and then you try to like say like we know he's like this strong because like he's like smiles at the nigga, and I showed you why like that Kong has like acknowledged other people as strong before. Doesn't mean they're like relative to him, right? You know what we talked about. Yeah, we just move on.
All right. Assuming I got that point through, and then well, do you want to go off that basis or like
Yeah, let's go off that basis.
okay, and then like Kuroki with this pre-initiative is able to fight like on par with Ray, like Amped Ray when he's like
Okay. Why does that matter?
Amped Ray was blitzing him previously. Cool.
Okay. Why does that matter? Yeah. Why does that matter?
My bad. Okay. Well, let me go get that skin. Oh wait, are you agree? Are you fine with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Why does that matter?
Okay, and then that means like Kuroki with his pre-initiative is able to fight on par with people who are like blitz tiers above him.
Fight on par with people who are blitzed here above him.
Yep.
Okay. So he can fight on par with. So you're saying pre-initiative makes you a blitz tier above yourself?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that like do you know that it's possible that Kuroki from muscle memory can just be striking faster than he can perceive?
What?
So do you want me to send the panel of like
No,
basically
I'm asking you like repeat yourself because I
okay, so Kuroki's fist could just be red like could just be faster than like he can like see is what I'm saying. For muscle memory.
sure I'll steel man that. I don't really care.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
So
that's the same thing.
okay, so you're still okay, so you're saying he like okay, so and where does it get you exactly? You're saying he's a blitz tier above. Okay.
I'm
So can you
saying he can
continue your
fight
feeling?
at a blitz tier above his normal self.
Okay, can you continue your feeling?
Yeah. All right, and then hold on real quick. I'm sorry. This probably be the last time I have to leave. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. This is the last time I got to. Anyway, and then like Kano was able to fight like relative to Kuroki's pre-initiative.
Okay.
So and then like whatchamacallit. So assuming I got the Kuroki to Kano thing, assuming I got Kuroki relative to Kano before pre-initiative, if they're able to fight relative to each other's pre-initiative after Kano gets pre-initiative, that would also mean his pre-initiative level is also a blitz tier buff.
Okay, why does that matter?
That means he can fight at a blitz tier higher form of combat with his pre-initiative than what he could without it.
Okay, why did that matter?
That means Raian. That would mean like Raian, and then like Kano's able to fight on par with Gaolang without the pre-initiative.
Why? Show me. Like, okay, why do you think he's able to fight on par with Gaolang in pre-initiative?
Okay, I'll send those scans.
Because I don't think he is.
Huh?
I think Kano. Wait, hold on. So first, do you agree that this is the fastest Kano, like in terms of combat speed?
With pre-initiative, yeah.
No, well, yeah, I'm saying like in reaction time, like this should be the fastest Kano
What do you
in
mean?
round two. In round two,
That should be the fastest, like pure reaction wise.
yeah.
No,
Why not?
because doesn't his reaction time improve after going into martial arts?
Are you aware? Are you aware of why that's the case?
Because he can decide when he's gonna throw what blow he's gonna throw faster, which improved his reaction.
Okay. And like when he gets sealed off, he's only able to throw four moves. And the whole reason why Kano's able to react faster is because he has less moves in arsenal. And we see
Yeah.
that Kano only has four moves. So, and that's the lowest amount of his arsenal he's ever had before. And he's still like considerably slower than Gaolang. So that should
Wait,
be his fastest
wait.
reaction
Why
time.
is wait? Why is? I'm sorry. Repeat that argument one more time because I
So
didn't.
basically, Kano's whole reaction time, right, basically depends on like the amount of moves he has, right? And then boxing only has like four types of strikes, right? Like they have a jab, a hook, a straight, and an uppercut, right?
Uh huh.
So that should technically be like the lowest arsenal Kano ever has. Yet Gaolang is still way faster than this nigga. I'm pretty sure he even blitzes him. Give me a second.
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna send you a panel. I'm gonna send a panel real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
Kano states the Flash is useless now.
Yeah, okay. I can refute that in a second. I'm not talking about that though. Give me a second.
Alrighty.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay. So
Here are all these points.
yeah, um so so Gaolang is basically so fast, right? At the beginning of the fight, he seals him off. Um he's able to like literally hold on, let me show you some blitzes.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm about to send them right now.
All right, bet.
Do you see this?
Hold on. Okay. See Flash beating the fuck out of him, and then him hitting him in the head. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that the Flash is so fast that this nigga like tries to grab at Gaolang and he grabbed at nothing. Like, where the fuck is Connor grabbing? Like, who is he grabbing at this point? Like, this nigga's an arm length from him, and the Flash is so fast that he like we see his arms do like a swinging motion in the panel, like implying he tries to grab Gaolang, but he's just like Gaolang's just a blitzer above him. And then in the second panel, Gaolang is so fast, right? That like Connor's winding up for a kick. He's able to sidestep him and get around him before Kano can even like what you call it. Before Kano can even like what you call it, throw a punch. Like he like yeah. So and then let me give you another example.
Mhm.
Yeah, where's it? There's another example, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Kano throws a punch. Gaolang's already ducked the punch and thrown a counter before Kano can even see him, right?
Mhm.
Well, before Kano can even move or react to him, right? Well, we don't even know. Well, I don't know if he's seeing him or not, but always finally able to like dodge a punch and like punch this nigga in his shit before he can like move or like change his stance. So like like Kano can just like is constantly I'm constantly getting throughout the fight, right?
Mhm. So real quick, are you talking about the entire fight as a whole? I just wanted to get. I want to make sure. Is that what you're?
This for example, this fight, well, this part of the fight
So what do you mean? Because the second, like the third scan, is after he's already like
before Sistema.
the stemma. Okay. And what's your whole point with this?
Hold on, give me a second. So yeah, basically Gaolang's like massively above Kano to the point where he can't even blitz him at certain points.
Okay. So I'm gonna address the first scan real quick. Okay, you fine with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So for the first scan, I don't think that necessarily is a blitz. I think that's just more so Kano getting overwhelmed, and that's just like making him harder to fight because we see like right before this nigga is like hardly standing. Like that nigga is struggling to stand straight. And I can show you that scan real quick. Hold on.
Okay, hold on. My question is, what the hell is Kano grabbing at if he's not being blitzed?
He can be grabbing at it. He could be trying to grab him, but Gaolang is just beating
From
on
an
him, so he
arm's
can't
length
try to.
away?
Hold
From
on,
an arm's length away, Fairy?
hold on. Gaolang can just
Nigga
be
grabbing
pummeling
Casper.
on him to the point where Kano just tries to grab out of nowhere at him just to try to get this advantage, but he doesn't really know where Gaolang is at because we literally see his face is turned away from him, so he doesn't. He's not even really directly looking at him. We see him getting punched in his face, getting pummeled on.
Okay, Fairy, that just sounds like absolute bullshit to me. I'm sorry, but yeah, but that just like come on now, that just sounds like bullshit, bro. Like he's punching him so fast, right? That like Kano can't do shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when he finally does get his guard up, he tries to grab that Gaolang, and Gaolang's nowhere to be found next to this nigga. So go ahead.
Okay. My thing is as I said before, he could just be beating on this nigga so badly that he just tries to attempt to grab that air. This would be consistent because he's already reacted to the flash. So it wouldn't make sense for this nigga Gao Long to out of nowhere just start overwhelming him and blitz fucking him like with the flash when he's already previously reacted to it. So it just makes more sense that Kano is just like getting overwhelmed, and this is consistent because we literally see him before then, literally struggling to stand, like he's wobbling.
Do you, do you know that Gaolang's a reactionary fighter?
A fucking what?
Okay, so there's multiple examples of Gaolang like basically getting faster out of nowhere, like basically reacting to his opponent and getting faster. You like, for example, in the Carlos fight, right? Carlos, we can agree that Carlos was like basically reacting to this nigga until they say this nigga Gaolang starts like blitzing his thought. Like he for like for some like he can be relative to somebody, then the next second this nigga can just be like blitzing the dog shit out of him. Like this nigga literally performed the most crazy feat in the verse and is able to like blitz blitz a pre-initiative user's thoughts.
So you're saying he like adapts to the opponent?
Well, I don't know what to call it, but his speed varies. Is what I'm trying to say. Like he doesn't have a set speed.
I don't think his speed varies. I think it's more so he's adapting to the opponent. Cause like we see it's consistent for Kano to be able to react to the flash. He does it later on in the fight as well.
Okay.
We know like he go ahead.
My question is right. So if he's adapting, how does adapting to your opponent make you go from like being low, like Carlos is literally able to dodge this nigga to being blitzed by this nigga? How did that happen? How does like adapting to your opponent like make you like so fast to the point where you're like punching faster than they can think?
Reading his pattern of motions, like he said.
Yeah, but no, that you're not okay. Fair, you're not answering what I'm saying. Like, how does that make him so fast that this nigga can't like?
That
Like,
would
how does
have
that
to be
make
the
him
case. That's what he's stating it to be. That would just
fair?
have to be
Fair.
the case. That wouldn't
So,
make it wouldn't make
so
sense
reading
for
your
something like
opponent's
that to happen.
motion.
And then
So you're saying reading your opponent's pattern of movements can just like make your like your fucking hand so fast that your opponent can't think.
I'm not saying he's getting amped. That's the problem. I'm not saying he's getting amped at all. I'm saying that it lets him fight at a faster rate. Like we see with Cosmo, he should I use Cosmo? Nah, I think I can explain it without. So
What does a faster rate mean? Like, well, what does that mean? Like, you can fight at a faster rate.
it essentially means you can fight your opponent to a higher like you can get the advantage against your opponent. Like we see with Gaolang, his fastest attack is getting reacted to by Kano. And then we see like when Gaolang is like reading his movements, he's able to cut him off before he can really do anything. There's not necessarily
Wait,
an
wait,
amp
wait,
speed.
wait.
He's just literally reading his pattern of motions, and he's cutting him off before he can really do anything. It's not getting
Wait.
faster.
That's something entirely different, right? Because Kano has like a
Huh?
and Kano has a formless style, right, which allows him to adapt, right, and like basically get a counter style to his opponent, right. With Gaolang's doing, right, all he's doing is punching. Like him punching, I don't see how that can like make a difference in his punching speed.
But wait, why is formless relevant? I didn't bring that up.
No, because you were bringing up Kano.
I didn't bring. Okay. I brought up Kano as a reference to what Gaolang was doing to him. I didn't bring
Yeah,
up
and I'm
formless.
saying, yeah, what I'm saying, like Kano specifically has formless. That's what allows him to do that. Gao Lang, all he's doing is punching, and like all of a sudden his punches
Damn,
get
I'm
so
not
fast.
using Kano as the example. I'm
Oh, you're
not
using.
using formless as the
Oh,
example.
you're using Gao Lang as the example?
Yes, I'm saying what Gaolang was doing to Kano. I wasn't using
Okay,
formless
my
as
bad.
the
Go ahead.
example. Okay, I'm saying so we see in the fight with Gaolang versus Kano that Gaolang is like being able to cut off his pattern of emotions and beat the dog shit out of him. Like
Yeah,
in your second scan, that wasn't necessarily him getting any faster. That's just him being able to beat the mess out of him. We have another example
yeah,
with
but
like counter
there's a
initiative
difference
where it's
though.
stated
There's a
like he's
difference.
not getting faster. It's just more so he's
Wait, hold on. Very. 1 second, because I just want to address this real quick. There's a difference though, because Gowling is still faster than Kano throughout the fight, right? Carlos is way above Gowlang, so it doesn't make sense. That's the difference.
You're saying okay. You said Gao Lang was faster than Kano.
Yeah,
You're saying way faster.
yeah,
Okay, well
yeah,
that's just
like
the
literally.
point earlier. So we'll just move on from that. I'll address the Carlos shit real quick. Um. Well, even then, that this argue, I don't see how that explain that one more time. I don't see how that's refuting my argument.
So my thing is right. You're saying because like I'm saying basically the reason why he's able to like do this like beat the dogs out of Kano by like doing this is because it's a speed thing. Gallon way faster than him, right? How would he be able to do that to somebody like Carlos, who has the who should, right? First off, Carlos should have better pre-initiative than him, or like better foresight than him in general. And then, right, Carlos also. Are you saying Carlos worse foresight than Gaolang?
Huh?
Do you think Gaolang better foresight than Carlos?
No, it stated that Carlos has like the apex of foresight.
Okay, so yeah, so he has worse foresight, right? In your opinion, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and slower. So I just fail to see how Gaolang is able to out adapt Carlos, and how he's able to like read his patterns better than Carlos can. With and he's slower than Carlos, right? The only thing that makes sense is that like Gaolang, like just his speed just like depends on who he's fighting, like how like who he's fighting basically. Like he like his punches can vary basically. Like there's no other way for it to make sense because you adapting to somebody doesn't mean you get to blitz their thought. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like if I'm fighting villain and like I adapt the villain, I don't just like start blitzing his thought. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like that's just that. I'm sorry, Perry. That's utterly retarded to me. Like my nigga, me adapting to you can like just make me blitz your thought. Like I'm so confused.
All right, you done?
Yeah, hold on. Cause wait,
Okay.
one more second. Cause I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, I don't know why we're even arguing that after this. I'm pretty sure like, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's a speed thing in a long fight, anyways.
You said what?
They, I'm pretty sure they clarify it's like a speed thing in a long fight. Hold on.
Okay.
I just want to lag. Hold up. Shut up.
Okay.
Is it what chapter does he like? Do they talk about like long like doing the little pre-initiative shit?
Go to
Action.
chapter 3,
Is that 132?
131. Go to chapter
Oh,
131.
that's 131. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's like a speed thing that they talk about as a speed thing, basically. Oh, villain, do you have that skin? Matter of fact.
I could send the I
Okay,
could
matter of
send.
fact.
Wait,
Okay,
what's up?
yeah,
What's up?
it's
What's up?
literally it's verbatim a speed thing, right? He's predicting his move. Oh, I'm gonna put up your guard, but how is he landing those? He's arrived at the apex of foresight of dodging before his opponent moves. There's only one to counter that to strike quicker than the opponent's prediction, right? But Roland isn't quick, right? So they're verbatim calling it a speed thing, right? So like there's a difference. There has to be a difference, right? Like because what they're verbatim talking about is speed. He's but how is he landing those? Roland isn't that quick, right? And what they're specifically talking about is how like Gaolang can do this shit, but like outspeeding Carlos. So that's the only interpretation we could get from this. It's pretty much verbatim.
That it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, you know what Gaolang could be doing here?
What could he be doing?
Oh my god. Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what Gaolang can be doing here is like Carlos could just need like this time to get it. Okay. So, you know how you shoot and then you got to reload, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. What could be happening here is like Carlos, while using pre-initiative, has to stop and then reanalyze what Gaolang is doing, and then Gaolang can be like read his pattern of motions, and then before he uses like he tries to attempt to use pre-initiative again, he can strike him faster than he can start the prediction. And this would be
So my
consistent
whole
because we literally see in the Carlos versus Gaolang fight that Carlos is like he like here I'll go describe the scan real quick because I can't remember it
okay,
off memory.
hold on. Well,
Okay.
I just think that like that wouldn't make sense again because Carlos is the apex of foresight. So and if he there's like you verbatim said he should be better than Gaolang, right? So if he should be better than him,
Sure.
right, at with foresight, how the hell is Gaolang like out predicting this nigga?
I'm not saying
And
he's not
Medell,
predicting.
and hold on, and Medell, and no, I'm saying like, and Medell is right. Medell is also baseline quicker than Gao Lang, right? So both these factors together, he should be above Gao Lang, right? But Gao Lang strikes faster than he predict. And if he has to reload, I'm confused as to why like what you call it, why the opposite isn't happening, right? Because if Carlos is faster than Gaolang, right, and he has better prediction, if anything, Gaolang should run out of like predictions first. So Carlos should be having him in a corner.
All right, you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So with the apex of foresight thing, that doesn't have to mean all in general, like the length, the like you were saying like he should run out faster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that has to necessarily mean the length as well. But even if I were to steel man that factor, you could just say that like within the time frame that he uses it, that's what it's superior in. So and then this would be consistent
What
just
do you
through the
mean by
fact
that?
of how he's
What do you mean by
describing
in the
his
length
like
of what
quick
he used it?
initiative. He's saying like when he's going in, first he'll check me with a left, then throw right. His right foot is forward. So it seems like he's already stopped using it, and then he uses it again. And he's saying he's throwing a left, and then he goes to throw a strike.
No, that could just be. Hold on. What panel are you on?
It's chapter 60, and the panels are from page 9 till page 11.
Okay. First, he'll check me with the left, then throw a right. His right foot's forward. He's throwing a left. This
Uh-huh.
is the tension I've been looking for. When does it ever seem like he stops?
Where he okay, go to page 10,
Okay.
then throw a
Then
right.
his right foot's forward.
Okay, and
Okay.
you see that middle panel, right?
Yeah.
And you see that explanation point in that question mark, right?
Okay.
So now he's just realizing that his right foot is forward, and then he comes to this conclusion that he's throwing a left. That's him stopping.
Okay. So my thing is rough. That's right. Couldn't this just be Carlos mispredicted Gaolang? Can't that just be the case?
What?
Can't he just like can't he just like make a non-prediction like he predicted it wrong?
He predicted it wrong?
Yes.
No, I don't think that would likely be the case because if that was the case in the context here, we would see question marks with the his right foot is forward because then he'd be questioning what.
No, because Carlos literally looks at it and he's like, she makes exclamation point question mark, and he looks. His face seems to be in confusion, right? And he says his
Uh-huh.
right foot's forward, dot 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 dot, right? And my interpretation is that like Carlos is just like kind of confused, and then they say he's throwing a left, and when Gowling throws the left, Carlos dodges it, and he still looks kind of like shooken up, right? He's just like this is just too good, like this nigga like what?
Wait, are you talking about in the? Oh, okay. See, I was looking at the middle left panel, so I was confused as to what the fuck you meant by like he was whatever you described it as. It just didn't look like that in the bottom left. But I guess you're talking about the top left.
No, go from page 10 to page 11.
Yeah, and you're talking about the top left, right? Where it says Excel on the left.
Give me 1 second, Fair. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Okay. Damn, it's been damn near 2 hours and we still haven't gotten to Micha scaling. This is gonna be a while.
Bro, like, how long are you guys like recording for? Like, what?
We've only okay, so we had went from like we went all the way from Raian to like this Oma point, and I guess the recording stopped recording out of nowhere, and we picked it back up at like Raian on Kano. I think that's what.
Okay. Okay.
I think we started it back up, and let me look real quick. Yeah, we started it up at about 30 minutes earlier, or just about an hour from earlier.
All right.
Most niggas are still listening. Like, ain't going. All right, cool.
Yeah, but basically, I was just saying. Yeah. So basically, I just think could he out predicted what you call it? He predicted Kengan basically. Wait.
Man, I don't even know. We've been on this point for too fucking long. You want to just move
My
on?
bad. Wait, what the fuck is the skins of Carlos and shit?
What
The Carlos shit. Where's those skins?
my fans, or what do you mean? Like what chapter or something?
No, I thought you said like 2 skins of like Carlos like talking about it.
No, I didn't say any scans. You went to the chapter.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm tripping.
No, you good. But Micah, do you want to just move on? Because like we've been on this
Yeah, we
point
can
for
do
damn
that.
near 30
But
minutes now.
it seems as if like Carlos the whole like it's just like a prize, right? That like Gaolang like exceeded his predictions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just by his facial expressions and how they're describing it, and like how there's extra emphasis on like when he does like do something like Carlos like I don't think Carlos expected, right? Um yeah, that's just what I think.
Okay. So we got that up the way. Let me think. That was the last point for my scaling, speed wise.
Okay. Okay, so
You
do
want
you
to go
want
ahead?
do you want to talk about, hold on real quick, do you want to talk about anti-scaling right now or you want to go later?
What do you mean anti-scale?
I think Ryan has some anti-species.
We can do the. You know what? We might as well do it now since all my speed scaling anyway.
Are you aware? I think Oma could have matched or as relative to Ryan to the point where you could tag him based on.
Huh?
I think based on could have tagged Ryan.
Like move Ryan?
Yeah.
Omega Home or like?
Sure. I'm talking about sure.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
So.
Yeah.
You know your whole narrative of fight, right? Is that like Oma it'll beat Ryan, but like he because his techniques are like nothing compared to Ryan's, or his technique just can't beat Ryan. They're just not on that level yet, right?
Yeah, like in base, yeah.
Okay. So, and then let me just fix it real quick. So let's just go to chapter. What is it? What day? 136, I think. Let's go to 135. Yeah, they just.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hold on.
I really can't believe you're using this argument. That's crazy.
But this argument is so goated.
It's really not, though.
It is, bro. Like, trust me, it's devious.
It's anti Ryan. Like, that shit's gay as fuck. Speaking of which, I need to go grab a scan real quick. Hold on. No.
So basically, so are you aware of the fact like Oma was basically like unconscious when Ryan like got out of removal?
You said that Olmo is basically unconscious when he gets out of removal?
Do you think he was conscious or do you think he wasn't?
Like, when he's laying on the ground?
Yeah.
Nah, he's unconscious.
Okay. And you're aware that like Nico basically says like you're aware like Nico basically says basically tells him what you call it. What do you call it? Yeah, basically they start like okay, why don't we analyze him a little? The Curry clan, I fought a couple times when I was with you. Of course, this guy here is a cut above the rest. Even the average member of the Curry clan is far above us in terms of physical power. And this guy is no average. He's a monster among the Curry. I know I hate to admit it, but I can't beat him no matter what I do. You want. That's what martial arts are for. Techniques exist to take down someone stronger than you by battling to study you. Come on, you haven't you had enough sleep. Time to wake up, Omo. So basically, Neil, I've been looking to avenge you, you dummy. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't sweat the small stuff. I thought I might as well die after I avenged you. Alma, you're lying. And then they basically talk like Alma basically just like yeah, Alma basically like accepts Nico style, right? And he becomes like conscious again, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Oma is able to absolutely beat the dog shit out of Ryan after this, right?
Uh-huh.
Like he's way above base Ryan.
Okay, I don't agree with way over base Ryan, but you can continue.
Show me how he's not above base Ryan.
Okay,
Because I
let
already know
me
what you're gonna argue, and yeah, I bet you're not gonna get this argument. So I bet you're
find.
not
There's
gonna
a
respect
certain
it.
scan I gotta find real quick. Oh, nope. Ah, there's another state. Fuck. I don't. I thought it came after the fight, but it didn't. But anyway, firstly, like Ryan is stated to be like stronger than Oshiroma, right? And like the last version of Oma we see is like advanced output with Nico style Oma, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, I mean that would just logically lead to the fact that he would be stronger.
That Ryan that's stated to be above Oma could just in reference to Ryan that's going all out with techniques. Doesn't necessarily have to be the Ryan that fought Oma in the round 2 tournament.
Like, are you asserting like techniques and stats, like speed wise?
No, they amp like, they amp. It depends on how you look at it. Like the
I
flame
agree
collar,
they
for
have like
example.
potency, like the potency of which you punch. Like, say you punch a wall, you don't do damage, you punch it again with some kind of technique, it'll probably put like a hole in it. I agree
Yeah,
to that,
AC.
but I don't think it amps speed.
Okay, why don't you think so?
Because if it was to amp speed, we'd get some kind of like logical implication of it, or a demonstration that it would just like amp speed. For example, like with the Nico style techniques, we are described or shown that they are literally amps to speed, or they're described to be like amps to speed. Like, say if I and then say if
Wait,
I
hold on, Wait, my friend. I'm not saying like base Oma would be like way faster than remove Ryan. I'm just saying he can
yeah, I
like.
know.
So I'm kind of confused on like why it matters. Like,
Okay, what you just said, like as a refutation of what I said, you said this could just be like Ryan with Cure Clan techniques. That would
Yeah.
imply the techniques are amps. So I'm saying
No.
they don't
No.
they
Yeah.
don't have
No. No.
speed.
No. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is like it doesn't like he doesn't need a speed amp to be removable. I mean, well, he doesn't need a speed amp to beat based on, but he just do it like with just his techniques.
What?
Like, so I'm saying, right, he doesn't need it. Like, basically, what I'm saying is, right, like, he doesn't need, like, what you call it? He doesn't need, like, a speed amp in particular to be Oma. Just his raw techniques could just be Oma. Like, or it could, like,
Okay.
help
Well,
him.
the problem with this is the advance is a speed amp.
Okay.
So if I'm claiming like Ryan removal to be above advanced Oma,
Okay.
and then that event, and then advanced Oma is like a blitz above base Oma.
I advance Oma, blitz above base Oma.
Okay, I'll go get the game.
And in particular, I'm talking about round 5 Oma.
Yeah, I know.
You think round 5? Okay. Yeah, show me that.
Okay. Ah, shit, wrong chapter. Bro, why is my shit loading so slow? All right. So we see base Oma like while using swimming shallow can't really tag Kuroki. Kuroki is like casually blocking his blows, and then Oma after getting advanced like kicks him before he can really do anything.
Okay,
After
show
he's
me
like
that.
advanced to base Oma, and then later on in the fight we see like Ryan states that out nothing close to what he put or he used against him in round 2. So there's that.
You know the problem with that?
What's the problem?
Um, Oma by that point would be stronger, like in base than round 2 Oma.
What?
Oma at that point would be stronger than round 2 Oma because his base multipliers, like his base would be stronger. So like his base being stronger would overcome like the round 2 nerf, like the him not having it as much.
Yeah, the problem is if that's the case, then there would be no need for the statement. The statement just
No,
would become irrelevant at that point.
no. I don't think so. I think they're just saying like his advance isn't as good, but Oma overall as a fighter could still be stronger.
But why would that say that if it says that's nothing like when you fought me? If he's
Yeah,
getting, if he's getting,
it is
wait,
nothing like when you
wait,
fought him.
wait,
His
wait,
advance
wait,
is way lower.
wait. If if he's saying that, we know like Ryan is like disappointed in his output that because he's getting casually blocked. Like it's not even funny, and it wouldn't make sense for him to be referring to whatchamacallit. You were saying like the output, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it would make sense for him to be referring to like the output because if if the stats were the same, then there would be no reason for him to raise the output. That he would just be fighting at the same level as what he fought Ryan.
You know, there would be a reason, right? Because let me give you an example. If Oma's already at this level, right?
Uh-huh.
But then Oma could use an even stronger advance, right?
Uh-huh.
Then that would just put him above, and he's like, "I see why Oma's not doing that." So they can still be relative, right? Like or round 5 can still be stronger, right? But
Uh-huh.
he is not with as good with advance, and since he doesn't have as good as an advance, right? If
Uh-huh.
he raised his output even higher, then what do you call it? He would just be winning the fight.
Repeat that one more time, please.
So round 5 can still be stronger than round 2, right? But since he has raised that output, Ryan's kind of confused as to why he wouldn't like be going go like surpass his limits or like go even farther than what he's doing right now. Or for
Like, cool. Well, I want to get this point out the way. So here's what I'll do. I'll just say that I think this would just be supported. My interpretation would just be supported by Ryan scaling the Kuroki and Kano, which would mean this point is essential to previous points. So assuming I won those, then I would be able to support it with these.
Yeah.
Then
Ryan's skin to Kuroki and Kano could just be, even if I were to steal man all those points again, it could just be like in reference with Curry Clan techniques, not like round 2 Ryan. And that would make the most sense because Ryan with Curry Clan techniques, which are thought like to be like one of the best techniques there is, right? Are only able to like maybe have an advantage above Walker, and Walker obviously isn't on Kuroki and Kano's level of power.
those aren't speed apps though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But that would mean, you know what? I'm not gonna go back into that. So yeah, I'd just say like this point would be essential to my previous scaling.
Okay.
So we could just
And
move this up to the
like
digital.
before we move on, and another thing that would like help my interpretation, right? Basically, um that like technique helps, right?
Uh
Is
huh.
there's basically a scan that hold on, let me find it first.
Okay.
Yeah, basically after Oma like beats the dog shit at Ryan, Oma
Yeah.
they're like, how the does he have this much strength left in him, right? Like Ryan's questioning, how the hell is this nigga still this freaking strong, right? Like, and yeah, so basically like it's just implied like Oma's still just like almost on another level compared to Beta at this point. Like
I
he's
think
confused.
I think it could just be in reference to stamina because you got
Yeah,
power
damn it.
creep after them.
Yo, well that's not mutually exclusive. Like his stamina could still be, well, I mean that's not inclusive. That's not like, that doesn't mean it's not inclusive, right? So his stamina could still like be at that point where he can still provide like produce the strength that he had before. And basically Owen confirms this theory by says like, "What do you think, Nico?" Like he's like, "Yeah, I'm proving you right. Like, yeah, I can beat niggas without the concurrent clan technique. I'm without the advance. My bad."
Yeah, I think that could just be a reference to Beta, and that would just be essential to scale.
Yeah. And another one more thing I like to talk
Oh my
about.
god, Mike, again.
No, this last thing. This last thing. Also, it also would make sense, right? Because base Oma is relative to base Walker. So, and then we know we know Walker is stated to be like what you call it, stated what you call it to Ryan. Like you have a good fight, so it would make sense that they all skill and speed. That's nothing helping me. Yeah, we move on.
My interpretation of that statement I've already given like way earlier, so we could just go off that basis, or we can
Yeah,
leave that up to
yeah.
judgment.
I'm just trying to get in. Okay, and you my thing now.
Do I accept all your scaling would essentially be assuming you beat me on my scaling. Your scaling would be Gaolang above Carlos relative to Kuroki to Khan, right? To Ryan or above Ryan, whatever.
Okay, so my thing would be Gaolang basically above Gaolang, who's like above Kano, who's what you call it, who at the very maximum Ryan's relative.
In the case that I didn't win my point, sure, I'll amend that.
Okay.
All right.
Um.
Okay. I don't think we need to go over A and everybody. I think like Ryan can significantly damage Gaolang, I would agree. Gaolang can damage Ryan. You fine with that?
It's disparity.
You said what?
Do you think there's disparity? Do you think they're relative? Do you think Ryan's above? Or
Bro, I'm just saying, like, Gaolang damage, you got Ryan. Assuming you put your scale, that means Gaolang wins. I'm not trying to go through all that.
okay, what do you think about technique? Because I have a question to you. What actually would Ryan do if he?
Huh?
Yeah, like Ryan gets sealed off, but he
Oh,
scores.
yeah, like, okay. I think that would be essential to if you like if you're or you beat my speed point, so I'll just steal man. Like you, if you won the points of my scaling, I'll just steal man it, and if that's not the case, then I'll just say like or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. Seal.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think we need to go through like the striking and skill shit, or like technique shit because I just love the scaling. Would you agree?
Yeah. One more thing. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One more. I just want to talk about real quick. Yeah. Like how? Wait. Wait. Do you think technique?
Sure. I'll steal man it. Sure. Well, I already agree. I like
Anything is
agreed
fair,
to like
you know?
the potency of the things. So yeah, I guess sure.
Okay. So do you agree that like technique can technique can? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you think technique can make up for physical stats?
Sure.
Okay. So hold on. And another thing. Do you know like basically Long says like even if like do you think Gaolang is better than technique and Long?
Sure.
Okay, and you know like even if I were to lose like the speed point, which wouldn't really matter, um, Long is basically stated that even if you're faster than him, then his technique still like he's still able to overcome that.
Yeah,
And
that's like due to his pre-initiative and shit though.
why does it have to be his pre-initiative in particular?
Cause that's pre-initiative is. That's the whole. Okay, let me explain. So like the whole thing, hold on. The whole thing with the long statement, it's saying like no matter how quick you are, and no matter how powerful you are, Long will still overcome you. My interpretation of that is just that this means that no matter how quick you are, you can't beat him because he has pre-initiative. Let you fight niggas who would normally blitz you, like in the Ray and Kuroki fight. And then with this, no matter how powerful you are, like no matter how durable, whatever, that could mean like, or that would be a reference to long strikes being so powerful enough that they can knock out Toa, who's a big nigga. That's what they're referring to when they say
It
like
would
he's
both be a
better than
technique thing.
Hunter.
It's
Oh
like,
my bad.
wouldn't that both be a technique thing?
If you're counting pre-initiative as a technique, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, let me think of else. What else? Yeah, I'm almost done. Don't worry.
All right.
That's a good thing. Okay, so
We look at those earlier points.
okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the Lukazi bullshit. Yeah,
You said the cat when he gets the eye.
yeah. I wouldn't think
I honestly didn't think that was gonna really work, so I didn't think to use it because like
yeah, I don't think it's a blitz.
yeah
You want to talk about win cons?
um I let's be honest, they just beat the shit out of each other depending on their speed scaling. You fine with that? Because
It's okay.
there's no reason to really go over the win cons. We already know like Gaolang can cut an artery.
Oh, do you want? Okay, hold on, real quick. Let's talk about how good a pre-initial user Gaolang is.
No, we already did speech. I'm not going over that.
You don't think you don't? Wait. I thought we were like just like what you call it, separating them.
It's because we like basically moved on from they're both scalings, and I was on that's steelman the whole thing. Even if I did say like even if we did agree like long has pre-initiative, it would just go back to your scaling anyway. It would just be like Gaolang over Gaolang, and then that it wouldn't even matter.
All right, yeah, we can come in.
I really don't recall most of it. I'm just gonna conclude on like the earlier point since the recording didn't get that. You can correct me if I'm wrong on some of the shit though. Okay. You cool with that?
Yeah.
By the way, on the win cons, we agree like depending on their speed scaling, they beat the shit out of each other, right?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to talk about. I think Gaolang could potentially make a difference with his technique.
Huh?
I think Gaolang could make a difference with his technique.
What do you mean by this?
Okay, so basically you agree that like his technique better than was fucking what you call it? Yeah, it's basically nigga feeling dumb. Yeah, basically since this nigga so much above, well, since this nigga like is basically like better than Roland's technique, right? And like Roland is like negate certain shit using his technique, or like physical advantages don't matter because of technique, or also because of what you call it? What other shit we also agreed to? Oh yeah, like the technique, like compensating for like physical stats, right? Gaolang's just technique being so much above could just like negate even if I lost the speed.
Because like what I agreed to was like, if you're counting pre-initiative in the case of techniques, and what I meant by that was like exclusive to pre-initiative. That was the whole point of me like explaining the long shit. Wasn't saying like overall techniques means overall better.
Overall technique. Wait, explain that real quick.
Okay, so essentially what I was saying was, if you're counting pre-initiative like into Lo Long's techniques, sure that can be considered a technique for him, but that wouldn't necessarily mean like Gao Long having superior techniques. He has pre-initiative or like better pre-initiative. Even
Oh
if I
no,
were
okay. So my thing is right. If Gaolang has better technique than Roland, right? Whatever Roland can do, he could just do. He should be able to do as well, or like he should have a way to do it. Like he should have at least a different way to do it. Just because he's like superior to Roland in technique.
so we really got through this.
Yeah, we do if you want.
I don't. That's the problem. It says like because like it's literally just gonna depend on the speed scaling. That's why I'm trying to like progress us to go to the speed scaling. But if I don't refute this means like you win by this. I don't like. Well, wait, no, you agree that like the pre-initiative would be based off speed scaling anyway. Never mind. Whatever, that'll be all right. Yeah, I asked you earlier.
Pre-initiative.
I said it, and then you said okay.
Pre-initiative be based off of speed scaling. Wait, explain that.
Okay, so
no. Yeah,
earlier I said, well, this would all just depend on the speed scaling anyway. So can we just move on? And then he said, okay.
No, that was a difference though. I was talking about like if Gaolang would no, we're talking. Wait, I think we're talking about if Gaolang had pre-initiative.
No, okay. So I said even if he does have pre-initiative, like even if I were to grant that, it would still base off the scaling that we went over, like the speed scaling. And then he said, okay.
Yeah, so that's not like really like
yeah, that literally is. That's me saying the pre-initiative scaling would be a part of your speed scaling, so it just depends on the speed point. That's what I was saying. But I'm really not trying to go back over all of this, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, him having. You're saying him having pre-initiative depends on speed scaling.
No. Okay. Listen. I said even if I steel man him having pre-initiative, your scaling would still depend on the speed scaling we argued about. And then you said, okay.
Yeah, my
In
speed scaling would, but my pre-initiative scaling wouldn't necessarily. Like my
No,
skill shit wouldn't like what'd you call it?
nigga, that's what you agreed to. Oh my
Nigga,
god.
like I'm trying to make sense of this, right? So yeah, like
Okay, here. I'll say it as clearly as I can. So you brought up, do you want to go over Gaolang having pre-initiative? I said, well, no, not really, because that's just gonna be like us going like it's gonna take longer. So I didn't want to go over it. And then you said, and then I said, even if I were to steel man him having pre-initiative, it would all depend on, or it would just depend on the speed scales we went over earlier. And then you said, okay, that's word for word what I said. And you can listen to the recording later if you want to, but I just don't want to go over it because it's going to make it longer. And I'm already tired. I wouldn't even put it this long. It's been damn near 3 hours. It has been 3 hours. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been 3 hours actually. It's almost 10.
It's been like 2 hours and 30 minutes at best.
Nigga, that's still too long.
That's been about 2:20. I'm not gonna lie, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. But
Wow.
no, like okay. So now I'm not even trying to stall at this point.
Cool. So we could just base, because I'm sure you're confident you won in the speed scalings, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm like
Okay.
I'm high key confused though, cause like I'm trying to like think out what I'm talking about. Okay, so
Listen. What you were saying, what you were essentially trying to argue, techniques include pre-initiative. So if Gaolang has better techniques than Lo Long, that means Gaolang has higher pre-initiative. The problem
yeah,
is, I basically,
no no
I'll
no
say,
no
I'll
no
say it. I
no
try to.
no 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 no. Still, you're kind of strong man. That's not what I'm
What?
saying, right? I'm not saying like he would have better pre-initiative than Lo Long. What I
Oh,
was saying was right, he would be
the
able to
techniques
like
would overwhelm the speed advantage and shit. That's what I meant. Like that. That's overall what I just meant. Like
yeah, he would be
the
able to
technique.
like replicate like Lo Long, like whatever Lo Long does basically.
Yeah, and then I explained like what they were referring to when they were getting into that, and then you brought up, like, I don't think you brought up the pre-initiative thing after, or it might have been way after, but you had originally bring it up before. But anyway, and then I was trying to like get you with that, like it just depends on the speed scaling thing, and then you agreed and said okay, and then we were gonna move on, and then we came back to this. What I'm saying is,
No,
like,
I think we were talking about if win cons depend on on like what you call
no,
it.
I definitely said speed. I said speed scaling.
Yeah, no, if win, I think we're talking win cons like depend on
We
speed
were we
scaling.
were you were on win cons, but I was saying,
Yeah,
what I was
that's
saying,
what I'm saying. Like we were talking about like
what
if
I'm saying.
win
Okay,
cons depend on speed scaling. That's what I
listen,
think I agree.
we were saying win cons, but I was
Yeah,
saying this techniques argument would. I just said like the pre-initiative thing would just depend on the speed scaling. I addressed the low long argument earlier, but all I'm trying to do is say like, all I'm trying to say is we're confident in the speed scalings. Let's just leave it up to that because I'm tired. I don't want to keep arguing. We've been on this for like how many hours? Or you said 2 hours and 20 minutes, right?
yeah, but
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm not trying to
so,
continue
like,
this. Like I'm
okay,
tired.
we can what you call it, conclude the debate. I'm just saying right that like
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we were saying like yeah the whole the what you call it the win cons would depend on like the speed scaling, not like um
It,
technique like, as a
you're
whole.
saying okay, yeah. We said that originally too. If that's what you're saying, like the win cons depend on speed scaling. We did say that originally too. We said that as well. Because I said okay, I said word for word. This is what I said. I said okay. Well, the win cons will just depend on speed scaling. Because would you agree? If Ryan has his speed scaling, that means he beats the shit out of Gaolang. And then if Gaolang has his speed scaling, that means Gaolang beats the shit out of Ryan. And then that's when you brought up the techniques argument. And then that's when later on I said, well, the pre-initiative shit would just depend on speed scaling. That's in fuck, what's the word? That's in line with what happened. But I'm gonna go ahead and conclude on the. Well, would you agree to my win con?
Your win con. Okay, yeah. If you have speed scaling and like we did agree on the technique shit, then yeah, fine.
Okay, yeah, okay then. let me try to recall real quick. Okay, so we started off. I said Ryan. No, I said that. No, you brought up the point of Oma being like, or Oma and Ryan sparring or something. I can't even remember the whole thing, bro. It's been too long. Do you remember like most of the points?
No, I forgot. I ain't gonna lie.
We gotta remember those because we need to like.
Gotta do this shit.
No, the problem is we like the recording didn't get those beginning points, so we need to conclude on that because like
Don't we have Monster and we can ask Monster and Soul who won that?
I don't think they stayed for the whole. Well, you know what?
I
Screw
think
it.
they
That's
did.
fine. They did. Okay, then yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
we'll just ask them. That's fine. Then.
yeah,
All
because they
right.
were like Monster was saying like the first few points were like even and shit, and then like soon after we was like, oh shit, the recording bot not in here, so we left. And I was
All
like,
right.
okay. I was like, okay, Monster, just come in VC. We're gonna finish soon. Whatever.
All right. Cool. Then we'll leave it to that. I'll
Yeah.
save the recording. Do you want to conclude, or we can just save the recording?
We can just do the recording.
All right. Cool.